Okay, I'm going to do a quick video today on oiled foam filters and my thoughts on them at least. There's lots of different brands out there right now. Uni makes several different setups. West Coast offers some, Redbeard does, MaxFlow. They're all the same sort of basic idea, right? That they run a oiled foam filter either with some different cages and base plates and stuff like that, depending upon the model, saw, etc., whatnot. But I think the key takeaways for those in general is that they provide much better filtration than most stock setups, especially when it comes down to fines, and that's really one of the bigger issues that we're seeing, especially on some of the 661, the 500. Those are notorious for ingesting fines just because they have kind of a crappy filter setup on them. The twist lock steels seem to be a little better, but still have some issues there. The Echoes, everybody knows, have just terrible filter setups on them. So, but in any case, they're only as good, I guess, really, as the people that are owning them and taking care of them. They still have to be cleaned regularly, and that's, I think, the biggest issue I see is that guys buy them thinking that they're going to be a great addition. And then they never clean the stupid thing, and it just becomes packed. And then the saw runs like crap because it's in an environmentally altered, rich state due to being choked off, really. So they do make more power when they are clean and operating efficiently. And so for guys that are looking for the maximum performance, having a better filter setup on them that flows more air is definitely going to help. An engine is nothing more than an air pump, basically, and so the more air you can pump through it, the more power you're going to make. So they're definitely a win in that perspective, I guess. But like I said, I think the biggest downfall for most guys is that they do require regular maintenance, and that's by way of cleaning them. So I get asked that occasionally, how do you clean them? Well, back in the day in the dirt bike world and stuff, we used just gasoline. We put some gas in a bucket and clean them up, soaked in there. They make various different cleaners for them. I'm sure you could just use, Dawn dishwashing soap and hot water or something like that too. It'd work just fine. But you do need to clean them regularly and then let them dry sufficiently too before you re-oil them so that the oil sticks the way that it's supposed to. And you, for that matter, you need to use an actual filter oil like Uni, Bel-Ray, K&N. When they first started doing this, they had their own too, and I think that's still out there available. But you do not want to use like motor oil or I don't know, a spray lube like a WD-40 or something like that. It should be a filter specific type oil. And with that, I think the biggest issue I see with guys is that they over oil them like crazy. And then you have an issue of whether or not you have excess oil that's going to be either running into the intake, collecting, debris and stuff too unnecessarily, or, just flat out running out the side of the saw. I've had several come in here, taken photos and videos and stuff before, but it's literally just running out of the saw. Kind of an easy trick we picked up years ago when I was still working at the Honda dealership was to take them and put them in a plastic bag, to put the filter in a plastic bag and dump some of the oil in with it. And then you can just kind of mush it all around in there to get it all coated without getting your hands all super dirty and oil everywhere and stuff. So kind of a slick trick there. But the other thing I would always recommend on them otherwise is to have a spare. And I think that's probably the biggest thing that I have learned back in the day was that these things take a long time to dry, even if you blow them out with compressed air and stuff like that, which, be careful you don't blow them apart. But it's nice to have a spare, especially if it's just ready to go or you need to be cutting if you're a production faller or tree service, etc. Have a spare sitting around so that you can get your other one cleaned, dried, and oiled sufficiently, and you can have your other one ready for service right away. So other than that, I definitely like them. Like I said, they're a really good addition in terms of taking care of a lot of the OEM issues with fines and flowing more air in general, so you get a better performing saw overall. But they do require upkeep, and so that's what I tell everybody. If you're not going to take care of your stock paper filter, don't buy one of these thinking it's going to be your answer. Be realistic with yourself, and only buy this if it's something that you're actually going to make part of your routine. So Anyhow, with that, that's my thoughts on oil filters for today. Keeping it short because we're going to start putting together this 460 clone for the Moto Milk testing. So anyhow, that's all. Have a good day.